So let's go into some bigger things. So we actually have a really, really kind of serious situation. I personally think what's going on is y'all probably know Paul George is not going to play, I guess. I think they said that they don't want him to play. Um, or they want him to get better until he wants to get they want them to get him to get better at basketball with how I guess he's been playing bad. And I don't watch that much basketball, but a lot of people have been saying Paul George has not been good. So and you can fully believe in that. Just look at this picture. It says Paul George is legit on vacation during this All Star weekend. Jimmy Butler would be rounded the Sixers up like the military sergeant from a full metal jacket and got us locked in. So this is from his wife. I think they said he's I think they said that a lot of these comments, I don't know if y'all can see the comments, but most of these are saying he's worse than Ben Simmons. Hope y'all stay on that side when the Sixers made a run after the All Star break. Love Jimmy, but not true. Podcast speed. Yo, why is he laying on his side like that? And he's such okay, that. Thank God for Jalen Hurts. The Eagles, the Sixers team is just depressing. Wouldn't care any less. It's just funny all your posts made about the Sixers offseason, how solid this team was. Supposed to be all up in flames. From your ridiculous Markham trade, claims to take PG, your MVP injuries, maybe. I don't agree with this comment. I think 76ers offseason and how solid this team was supposed to be and all up in flames, you really can't, you really can't, as a GM, it's really, really hard to understand what your team, because you have so many personalities. While, like, the thing with the Sixers is that I know Philly people would rather. I don't know. The thing with Philadelphia is they have really good past history. They really do. You have, whenever you're just talking about 2017, you had Philly was one of the best. Whenever you're talking about before 2020, you had some of the best playoff experiences in history. Like look in the past years. I don't know about hockey, but I know Philly in baseball did really, really good. I know in basketball, I think they went to second round and they went to playoffs every single year since Jalen Hurts been there. And I think when you look at where you look at a city with a very good sports team, it's really hard to make sure. I don't think 76ers are doing that bad. I think you just have a lot of history where you have to play good. Because if you don't play good, you have a whole history and a whole city coming after you. It's like Dallas. Dallas has a really, really rich history of really good sports teams. So if you look at any team right now in Dallas, they're looking really, really bad, especially after the Luka trade. But minus hockey, even baseball, I think Philly is definitely in the situation that Dallas was in last year, where you look at Texas Rangers, they won the World Series, and the Cowboys suck this year, and the Mavs are going to suck this year too without Luka. So you're looking into that, and you're like, okay, well, how can I make this team better? You just can't. You have to leave. You have to trust the process. Where no, every single fan, every single person has a different look into it. But I just don't agree with this with saying MVP injuries. Like, you can't control the injury. What you can control is a trade. I didn't know hear about the marketing trade. Let me look into that real quick. Let me because I didn't even know he got traded. I thought he was still on the Bulls. So yeah, wait, hold up. Where so Lori marketing trade. So I guess he was on the. Did he go somewhere else? I'm not even seeing the trade. What is it? What are they saying about marketing? Hold up. I didn't go on Twitter, but like I know that's not really good source of news, but I do want to go on Twitter because most of like the NBA would like posted something about it. Um, yeah, I don't understand why is this dude saying the marketing trade unless he was supposed to be traded. Your ridiculous trade claims. Oh, they were thinking. Okay, now I understand. They were thinking about trading for marketing. That wouldn't have helped your team. I want like let's look at the 76ers roster. I want to look at the roster. So let's look at the roster over here. Hold up, I need to make sure my mic is good. Okay, so look at the roster. You have a really good team over here. You have a starters. You have Massey. Obviously, he's out. You cannot control injuries. It's really hard. You have an injury team. Lori Markkinen, honestly, like I don't know who Justin Edwards is, but they basically need to bring people down because I think Paul George, he's 6'8", is really small at power forward, but I think this team fully healthy will be really good. Jared McCain, I think he was doing good. So what I think they need to do is just go run a low ball lineup. They have one of the best centers. Like I think what they need to do is if Justin Edwards isn't playing that well, if people are saying he's not, let's look. Ooh, I don't know NBA that much, but like I'm trying to get into it. The worst thing that you can do once everybody's healthy, move Paul George down, or how tall is Kelly? Kelly's 6'8". Move Kelly or Paul George to power forward if you don't like it, and then put Kelly or Paul at small forward, and then put Jared McCain at shooting guard, and you just have to run a low ball lineup here. I personally do not think you're in a bad situation that you think you are, because you're really not. There's worse situations that are on the route. Like I just look at this squad. Like it's really not that bad where people are saying. And 20-34 is terrible, like really bad. But we're talking about like I don't know, like I feel like it's really hard. Like when you're talking about the best team in the league, you're looking at Cleveland. Like Cleveland's really good. Like and he get that and okay, I have not kept up with basketball. Like you have 76ers are not even the play-in games right now. Like all these teams, like that, it's going to be a really tough season. I don't even know. The West is really good. The Mavs are about to drop out of the play-in game. I bet probably the one team I do want to see in the play-in game is the Spurs. The Spurs are really good. I love the Spurs lineup really well. I think you have Chris Paul, very good point guard, very good leader. Then you have Darren Fox, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes. I think I feel like what they need to do, in my opinion, is move Keldon Johnson into that 3 spot. Because also, how tall is Johnson? They are. I feel like what they need to come into the small forward or why are they not putting Jeremy at the power forward? So they need to put him at power forward. Harrison Barnes, honestly, is way out of his prime. He's probably going to retire next season. Unless he's doing well. Not that bad. Getting 12 points isn't that bad, especially when you're next to Wemby. But like, I don't know. I feel like San Antonio's in a worse situation because like Harrison Barnes, they have decent players. You're just not going to do anything with that. Sorry if you can hear stuff. I'm trying to talk over it, but I guess they're cutting the grass out of nowhere. They literally wait until around 2 o'clock to do all that. But and then let's go into another situation where a lot of hate's coming into the NBA. A lot of hate. Like really, really bad hate. LeBron James. So you have, I think, in my opinion, one of the worst things you can do, especially to an organization like the Lakers, especially with Luca. You have, this is what somebody said. Okay, what else did I miss? Takes his spot on the All Star roster, says his ankle's hurt and isn't going to play. Can't even bother to put a uniform for the pitcher. I I agree with this dude. I know like it's going to sound harsh, but when you're talking about in general, as I don't really agree with some of this spot. Whenever you take a spot, no one knew he was going to get hurt. That is the thing. His ankle hurts. I don't know what the injury is. I don't know what it is. I'll look it up after this. But I do believe with this sentence, can't even bother to put the uniform on. That is right. I think if you are hurt, I've totally forgot who got hurt in the Olympics, but he suited up and everything for the pitchers. Like being an all star should be a. I feel like the thing with the all star is that people don't care because they're not going to try because it's an all star game. There's nothing meaningless. Like there's nothing. Most of like the all stars are people that are multimillionaires, billionaires. Some of them, they just don't care. While if you really look at like, I think the All Star game and the skill challenges are really really bad, in my opinion. And I fully agree with this. Like you should put a uniform on. It is a big thing. A lot of people are. These are your teammates. These are supposed to be your brothers. Like you're supposed to show up for them. And like look at LeBron. He's I don't know if he was just sitting in silent most of the time, like he's laughing, but at the same time, he's playing with torn tendon in his foot. And honestly, I don't believe that because I just heard that it was a sore foot. Let me go. LeBron James hurt injury. I'll put injury. Even Kendrick Perkins is calling him out. Like, that is. So, he said that he had foot and ankle injury. You don't see anything from me tonight. Unfortunately, I will not be in uniform tonight, James said to media on Saturday. I'm still dealing with the ankle and foot discomfort, so I will not be playing. Unfortunately, I hate that. I mean, it's a little bit of both. I was hoping that it would feel a lot better this morning. That's where I want to be. With 30 games left and us trying to make the playoff pushes in the wild, wild west, I feel like it's very important for me kind of take care of myself and understand what's coming from. James continue. I won't say it's maintenance. It is maintenance, but at the same time, as I look after myself and the injury that I've been dealing with for years. Let me tell you, there's off season. If you, I hate when people are like, "Oh, I've been dealing with this injury for years." No, you've been dealing with this injury. I get it. If I'm not an NBA star, I'm not ever going to hate on an NBA guy. But saying I've been dealing with this injury for years is way worse than saying, "Hey, this injury just happened right now." Because there's off season. The off season is meant for that. Unless it is the worst of the worst injury, and I get it, all-star time should be I don't believe there should be an All-Star game. I feel like the All-Star game is the most pointless game. I I wish the Pro Bowl was way better because how it was older in the older years. But I think LeBron saying he's not playing because of a he's been dealing with something that for years, unless it's something that you cannot get fixed in your ankle, then that is something that you need to get fixed. Because if you don't get it fixed, that's not an excuse. You need to get it fixed in the off season. Any injury that if they're saying a tendon, you can go get that fixed. It's just you don't want to get it fixed because you don't want to waste your off season. It's like Shaq. I think if I remember, Shaq had an injury and didn't want to get it fixed in the off season. No. My bad. Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen didn't want to get it fixed until off season because he was mad about his contract. That is not a team player. If LeBron wants to show up and try to be this team player and go, I get it. Miss the All Star break because you're hurting. I get it. But you have to show respect to yourself and your teammates. And if you're not going to do that, you're not a good teammate. How it doesn't matter. Like after reading this, I'm not a big LeBron fan. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not. LeBron, there's a whole nother situation with LeBron. But I will never say play injured. I think injury is the worst thing to happen in an athlete. Injuries are the worst. But I fully believe in if you've been dealing this for years, you need to get it fixed right when it happened in the off season. I fully I fully believe in that, and that is I don't really care about the All Star game. Like let him miss the All Star game, but I think they said he's not going to play. He's going to miss some games too. But that's just my opinion, and like I know a lot of people are probably not going to agree with it, but it is my opinion, and I fully agree with it. So that is actually going to be it for today's video. I want to say thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. That was from yesterday, so definitely get prepared for tomorrow because it is Monday, and get ready for some news coming in. Peace out, guys.